Deep in the heart of a dense jungle, there lay a lost city made entirely of gold. It was said that the city was built by a powerful and wealthy civilization that had long since disappeared. The city was called El Dorado, and it was said to contain immeasurable riches and treasures. For centuries, explorers and treasure hunters searched for the lost city, but none had ever found it. Many had lost their lives in the treacherous jungle, and others had returned empty-handed. But one day, a young adventurer named Jack decided that he would be the one to find the lost city of gold. Jack was determined and resourceful. He had spent years studying the ancient texts and maps that described the location of El Dorado. He knew that the journey would be dangerous, but he was willing to risk everything for the chance to find the lost city. He set out on his journey, armed with nothing but his wits and a compass. He trekked through the dense jungle, facing all sorts of obstacles and challenges. He had to cross raging rivers, scale steep cliffs, and evade deadly predators. But Jack was determined and he never gave up. He pushed on, following his compass and the ancient maps. After many days of travel, he finally reached the edge of a clearing. In the center of the clearing, he saw a gleaming golden city. It was El Dorado, the lost city of gold. Jack approached the city with awe and wonder. The buildings and statues were all made of gold, and they shone brightly in the sunlight. He explored the city and found all sorts of treasures and riches. He found gold coins, precious jewels, and ancient artifacts. He was amazed at the wealth and grandeur of the lost civilization. But as he explored the city, he realized that it was not just a place of wealth and power, but also of wisdom and knowledge. He found libraries filled with ancient texts and scrolls that contained the knowledge and wisdom of the lost civilization. He realized that the true treasure of El Dorado was not the gold and jewels, but the knowledge and wisdom that it held. With this knowledge and wisdom, Jack returned to the world, and became a great leader, philosopher, and explorer. He used the knowledge he gained from the lost city of gold to help others and change the world for the better. He shared the wisdom and knowledge of the lost civilization with others, and helped to create a more prosperous and peaceful world. As for El Dorado, it remains lost to this day, but the legend of the lost city of gold continues to inspire people of all ages to seek out knowledge, wisdom, and adventure. Jack's discovery of the lost city of gold quickly spread throughout the world, and soon other explorers and treasure hunters set out to find El Dorado for themselves. But Jack had left detailed maps and instructions on how to reach the city, and many of these new explorers failed to find the city, getting lost in the jungle or falling victim to its dangers. However, one explorer, named Emma, was determined to reach the city, and she studied Jack's maps and notes carefully. She also talked with Jack, who gave her some advice and tips on how to navigate through the jungle and reach the city. Emma set out on her journey with a newfound determination and a better understanding of the challenges that lay ahead. After weeks of traveling, she finally reached the clearing where Jack had found the city. And there it was, the gleaming golden city of El Dorado. Emma was awestruck by the sight of the city and couldn't believe her eyes. She knew that she had to be the second person to reach the city in centuries. As she explored the city, she found not only gold and jewels, but also many ancient artifacts, and texts that held the knowledge and wisdom of the lost civilization. She spent months studying these texts and artifacts, and discovered many new and incredible things about the civilization that had built El Dorado. Emma also found a special chamber within the city, that held a mysterious object. It was a small golden orb, that was glowing with an aura of power. Emma didn't know what the orb was, but she knew that it was something special. She took the orb with her, as she left the city. As she returned to the world, Emma shared her findings and knowledge of the lost city with others. She also studied the golden orb, and discovered that it had the ability to grant wishes, to those who knew how to use it. She used the orb wisely and sparingly, to help others, and bring peace and prosperity to the world. Emma's discovery of the lost city of gold, and her subsequent actions to share her knowledge, and use the power of the orb, earned her a reputation as a wise and benevolent leader. And the legend of El Dorado continued to inspire people to seek knowledge, wisdom, and adventure, for generations to come. If you like this video, please give it a like and share. Subscribe the channel for more amazing stories.